Welcome back. 2004 Toyota Sienna. It's got a bad rack and pinion boot on the end of the rack and pinion on the passenger side. It needs to be replaced. Inner tie rod, as far as I can tell, is fine, but the boot's all torn up, so we're going to replace that inner boot.
So I think you probably can see this. We got a slight issue here we're going to have to deal with. I think that boot's no good. The rack and pinion boot, not looking too good here. We're going to need to get that out of here. And on this side, it's hard to see because the boot's kind of in the way, but there's a clamp that's sticking out right here. You can feel it right there. Is the release, not the release, it's where you crimp it. So I'm going to have to get a screwdriver in there and undo that. But let's, obviously I have the wheel off, but let's break this tie rod end loose and let's get this thing out of here. Got the tie rod here. Got a kind of pin. Looks like one piece, but I don't see both pieces. I really don't feel like screwing with it, to tell you the truth. I'm going to cut it off and we're going to zip it off of there. Let's try 17 on that. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Come on, get in there. Ah, come on. Really? Alright. I'm just going to take a punch. I'll draw that out with a punch once we get it. Once we get ready to do that. So let's just put this back on here temporarily. I've got to hit what it goes through without hitting the camera, hopefully. Let me go turn the wheel a little bit. I'm going to go turn the wheel on this so I have a little bit of shot at it without hitting the camera. I think you can still see that, but let's just see if we can knock it loose here. That doesn't want to go. That's loose. That is pretty loose. It just moved. Yep. Fix my shield there. I kind of hit. Make sure we get that straightened out. Alright, so spin it a little bit here. Hopefully you can see what I'm pointing at. You can't. Up in here. I gotta break this loose, so before I take this out, I'm gonna break this lock nut loose. It's probably 22 millimeter. Yeah, 22. See if I can break that loose. Move my light out of my own way here. Yeah, not too big at all. So what I want to do is I want to make sure it's loose. So I'm going to hold the inner tie rod here. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, you can. I'm going to hold the inner while I turn this just to break it loose. Just to move it around a little bit and kind of work it to get it loose here. Got my light so you can't see anything like usual. Come on, stay put. Got that loose. I'm just going to run it back down, back touching the outer, and I can pull the outer and I'll count the revolutions and spin it off of there. But I want it where it started. Okay. Just hold the inner. Should be able to just break that. I'll just count. Should be able to if I can get it to move. I'm going to have to hold the inner because it does not want to let go here, for at least initially. Come on, you gotta hold it better than that. All right, there we go. There we go, one. $14. $14, I say that so when I forget I can go look back and look at the video. And I know how many to go, 14. So we'll just set that aside. It's fine. This is actually good. The boot's good. It doesn't have any, I'm showing it to you, but not showing it to you. Boot's good, doesn't have any play in it, we'll keep it. I gotta back you up now. Kind of move you so I can get you somewhere where you can see something. Because I need to get this off. And then hopefully you can see way back in here, there's a little shiny, way back in there. I'm gonna stick a screwdriver in that and open that clamp up so I can get that clamp out of there. Probably will not be able to reuse it, but we can put a zip tie in there, or I might have another clamp with me. Either one will work. I'm just gonna run this off. We gotta run this off now. Alright, let's set that aside now. Clamp. The clamp, hopefully you can see this. Clamp on the end of the boot. Take that clamp off. Whoop. Now I'm gonna reach back in here. There's no play in this, so the actual inner tie rod's good. I'm just gonna break this boot loose because these can be tough. They just get kind of hung up. So just gotta make sure it'll move for me before I get any further. Yeah, there you go. Now I gotta reach back in here. I might have to get a smaller screwdriver because this end of this one might be a little too big right now. Let me get another one. I know this is difficult to see, but I'm just reaching up in here on this clamp, trying to get a screwdriver in it that's small enough. I hope. Yeah, and kind of open it up, basically. I'll try to, at least. There we go. There it goes. Came undone. Better. Undone even than I thought it would. There's your clamp right there. So, actually, I probably can reuse that if I can get in there with a tool. If not, I'll use just a cable tie. Let's pull this boot, slide it right off of there. Not a whole lot left of that one. Pretty shot. I'm gonna go around here, clean this up a little bit. I'll put some new grease in there because it's pretty dirty. Some dirt and stuff getting in there. We'll clean that out because the joint's still good. And then put a new boot on it. I don't really want to spray anything in there. I want to just try to clean it. Just kind of go around and clean it out. And then we'll put some new wheel bearing grease in there. Get the crud out of it. Oh, sorry. No, I'm in the way. Can't see anything. Kind of have to be in here. Alright. Just clean it. Clean it good. Pretty good, actually. Clean that out. I'm going to reach back in here and clean this too. A little bit of junk back in here. From the end of the rack and pinion. Clean that as well. Really just want to clean any dirt that got inside that boot out of here. So that's all I'm doing. Let me get a little bit of wheel bearing grease. We'll put a little bit of grease in that joint there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I hope. Just kind of get some in there. There's already some behind it, behind that joint. There's no way to really put more grease into behind it, but we're going to put some in there. Make sure it has enough. Move it around. Okay. Don't need a lot. Well, it was almost a crisis. I didn't think I had any long enough cable ties, which is unusual. I have one. I usually have 50 of them, but I did not have one, except for that one. So if we need to use it, we'll use it. If we can reuse this clamp, I may reuse this clamp. Either way. Let's just slide this boot on here. Here's my, so what I want to do is I turn this wheel out. I want to turn it back so it's a shorter distance into the rack. It makes it easier to put that boot on. What does is make my distance sticking out shorter. Get this pushed on over the rack, end of the rack, which I may need to move you because I'm going to have to get right in there to get at it. I'm going to push that on the rack and I'll show you when I get it on there. All right, I had to move you there, but hopefully you can see it's up on the rack. Hard to see it, but it's over it slides over the outside of that rack. Now I got to get a clamp in there. I'm going to see if I can get my tool in there. May have one spot I can get a shot at it. If not, I'll use the cable tie. Put that on, but I'll come back when that's on there. Could not get my tool in there to actually put that clamp and get a good shot at that clamp to get it back in place. So zip tie it is. We'll just keep an eye on it, but those work fine. They don't cause problems now. I just got to slide this back out to this groove right here. Let me back you out a little bit. I'll get you zoomed in here. I'm going to slide that boot back out to this groove so it locks in like that, and then we'll put that clamp on, and then we'll just keep going. We'll put everything back together. Oh, don't crush it. Crush that. Stop that. That's great. Yeah, let's try to do that without collapsing it. There we go. Okay. Put you back down here. I need you front row seat here. Clamp back on. Don't forget your clamp, otherwise you gotta take everything apart to put that clamp back on. Just saying. Ask me how I know. Our lock nut back in place. What did I say, 14? I don't remember. I'm gonna go 14, and if I had to redo it after this video is over, I'll redo it. Because I don't really remember. I think it was 14. So all right, I drilled that cotter pin out. What was left in there? Clean that out. 14 rotations, 14 revolutions to go back. Fourteen. Let's get this line back up here. And I'm not slamming this down, I just want to cinch it up and I'll torque it. There we go. It's not super tight enough though I can torque it. I'll come back up here, spin my lock nut back down, tighten that up. That's 22 millimeter, if I didn't say that before, it's 22. Okay, let me go get my torque spec. All right, book says 36 foot-pounds. My hole's kind of over here. Can't really see it, but let me torque this down. Oh, I might even lined up on that one. Let's put a cotter pin in it. I like to have the longer end away from the joint. It's easy to grab it, like that. I can just grab that with these. Peel it down. Okay. I'm not having a good time with this today. Really not. Just having a good old time here. Actually, it's fine. It's not going anywhere. It's just got to stay in there. Make sure I didn't forget anything. I tighten that up. My clamps on. Tighten that up. We'll just put the wheel back on, and pretty much we're done. Count your revolutions. If you really want to, you can get an alignment after you do this. Came off 14. I put it back on 14. Should be fine. But it's my car, so if it's not, it's on me. You might want to at least get your alignment checked after you break anything in the suspension loose. You break a tie rod end loose. You'll get it close, counting the revolutions, but it could be off just a little. And that's it.
Well, that's it for the inner boot on this 2004 Toyota Sienna. Pretty shot, really torn up, but not a hard job. Really not a hard job at all. Count the number of revolutions, you take that out of tie rod end off. As I said earlier, you can get your alignment checked. It's my car. I'm not getting the alignment checked. It was 14 coming off, 14 going back on. Should be close enough. If it's not, it's on me. If it was somebody else's car and I was doing this, I'd at least get the alignment checked anytime you break something loose. But pretty easy job. If you have to do this for your 2004, and I'm sure it applies to others as well, most cars, pretty much the same procedure for most cars. I hope it helps you out. If you like the video, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.